Welcome. This is AJ English with a topic that actually many students struggle with: countable and uncountable nouns. So we're going to go over the basics, the principles of especially uncountable nouns, so you can identify them and you can also identify countable nouns well. Let's get into it. You don't want to make mistakes and confuse your listeners. So you want to make sure to use the indefinite article with singular nouns. That's when they're not countable. No, that's because they are countable nouns. We can count them and separate them into pieces. For example, here you see it says singular nouns are countable, and you have to use the article a or an or another determiner. A determiner would be any word such as that helps you determine which noun you're talking about, like my car, your car. My means it determines it's mine, my car. Another one would be the car, specific car. Example here, you don't always need a plan, right? Unfortunately, you might want to say you don't always need plan, which actually is incorrect. You might be getting confused thinking it's a verb. You don't always need plan. That's also incorrect. You would have to say you don't always need to have a plan, or you don't always need to plan, TO, right? So just to illustrate, I'm gonna use blue here. If it's a verb, it should be to plan. So either way, whichever you mean and wherever it comes from your language, in English, you don't use the determiner. That means it's this here, you don't use any of those. That's incorrect, because it doesn't say which plan, whose plan. It doesn't help us as listeners or readers understand what you mean. So as a noun, you must indicate which plan or how many plans. And the example there is your plan, right? Or plan, his plan, their plans, a plan or many plans. So it's how many or which plan, whose plan, right? These words like your, our, his, a, many, they help the reader or listener understand exactly what you mean. That's why it's important. So how can you identify uncountable nouns? Very easy. Uncountable nouns are seen as a whole or mass. They are uncountable because they cannot be separated or counted. See, while you can have a lot of water or just a little water, in reality, you cannot separate into pieces. The same thing as rice. Nobody says, give me one rice, right? Like, you want one of those pieces, one grain only. As you see, I'm referring to it as grains, not as rice, one grain of rice. That's why when we speak about that and similar foods, you would use the uncountable noun, and that would be rice in this case. Music is another one. It can be separated. Music refers to a lot more than just one thing. So we'll see how this works as a concept, right? And these are weather words, as I said. They're ideas or experiences such as advice, information, the news, luck, fun, and work. Those are like also uncountable. Materials, when you talk about what something is made from or made of, such as a wooden door, a gold coin. So gold is uncountable. Wood. Hey, what is your door? It's wood. What's this? It's wood. We cannot count it, so we cannot use a or an. Weather words, some students want to say, today we have a weather. No, we don't have. We usually say it is raining, it is hot, the weather is good. The next group of words that, well, I should say the next principle, the next concept about uncountable nouns is names for groups or collections of things, like that, furniture, luggage, and equipment. Those are a group of things, a collection of things. And if you wanted to refer to specific items in those groups, you would have to name them separately. For example, luggage, there might be bags, backpacks, suitcases. So those are countable, but the group is called luggage or baggage. And so the same thing with furniture and equipment. Now here, how can you identify uncountable nouns again? Well, remember they are seen as a whole or mass. They are uncountable because they cannot be separated or counted, especially individually. Some examples of uncountable nouns are ideas and experiences, materials and substances, weather words, name for groups or collections of things, and other common uncountable nouns include all accommodation, baggage, homework, knowledge, and money, permission, and research, traffic, and travel. Right. Now, here is a good exercise where we can look at whether you can identify uncountable and countable nouns. For instance, I was listening to music. This is actually correct. We cannot count music, so perfect. Can you check the other ones? I'm going to give you a minute to check real quick. So this is the word that you want to check here. As the next one. The next one. I'm going to focus on only one in a sentence. So here. That one. That one. There. These ones. Oh, I said just one, right? So not that one. This one. Let's focus on this one here. I think I changed it. There. All right. So are they countable or uncountable? And if so, what do we need to just to make them, to correct or not? Do we need to correct them? For example, here we went to a very nice restaurant. There's a problem because restaurant is countable. So we should say it's one, or my restaurant, or your restaurant, or maybe many restaurants. But usually we don't go to many restaurants on a weekend, especially when we talk about an experience. It's one place where we went to. One experience, one place, a specific time last weekend. So you would have to use the word a here. And I'll do it again. The word should be here. A very nice restaurant last weekend. I cleaned my teeth with toothpaste. This is perfect. We don't need to change anything. Toothpaste is not countable. So we cannot use a, an, or the, or any other determiner, especially in this one, in this context. Toothbrush, that is countable. So we should say how many. Some people might say, I use my toothbrush, or I use a toothbrush. A means not a specific toothbrush. My toothbrush means it's mine. So you can choose, right? Hopefully you're not using another people, somebody else's toothbrush. So their toothbrush to clean your teeth. No, I hope you don't do that. Can you tell me if there is how many banks? It doesn't say. And it says there is, so it means one, because bank is a countable noun, so we need to use the word a right here. Yeah, there is a bank. My brother works for insurance company, so it's company. Company is countable, so how many? It's just one, or in this case, he must work for only one. I hope he doesn't work for more than one. I doubt he would have time, but he could. In this case, we'll use a singular. Oh, but it says insurance company. Why? Because it's a type of insurance company. I mean, a type of company. So a company, but if it's insurance company, then it's an because of the letter I. I don't like violence. It's not countable, uncountable, uncountable. I repeat, uncountable. So we don't say a violence or a violence. It's perfect as it is. Can you smell pain? Yes. In here, it's not countable. Can you smell pain? We were in Rome and we stayed in it says hotel. So how many hotels did we stay? Right. I don't think you want to change hotels every night on a vacation to Rome. But so the word would be a right here. A hotel. Was it small? Big. Okay. A big hotel. But you may want to say you stayed in many. So you would have to use the plural. But here we're looking at singular or countable. We need petrol. I hope we come to petrol station. How many stations? Right? You usually go to only one. Nobody talks about going to two or three of them. So this is countable. Therefore, you should say how many stations. Here, a petrol station or a gas station in America. I wonder if you can help me. I have problem. Many students like to say this. They make a mistake because they think we don't say the word a. It should be there, right? In here. I'll try to make it small if I can. I have a problem. Check. When we speak, you might not think we say it, but we do. Check. I have a problem. A problem. That's what I said. So you need it because it's just one problem. I like your suggestion. You see here, they determine which suggestion they need, but that's not the point here. Idea. How many ideas? It's very, so it says it means singular. It is, so singular. It's an idea, an interesting idea. A right here, very interesting idea. John has got, you see, there's actually two problems here. There's one here. John has got how many interviews? So we should say an interview, one interview. And then for how many jobs? We don't say for 10, this is singular for a job because it's countable. I like volleyball. It's not countable. It's a good game. No, I was gonna focus on that, but I didn't. So I want you to check volleyball. Some people like, I know that students sometimes say, I like a football. I like a basketball, but it's not correct. So you should say, I like volleyball, right? And it's a good game. I would probably say sport. In America, we usually say sport, but you can say game. It's a good game. It's a good sport. A good sport. Liz doesn't usually wear jewelry. This is a group or a collection of things like necklaces and earrings, and therefore we cannot count it unless we mention that Liz doesn't usually wear a necklace, but it says jewelry, so the collection is not countable. Okay. And last Jane was wearing, it says necklace. So how many? we can count those because it's a specific type of jewelry. So we have to say that it's one or two or more than one. Most people wear one only at a time. And so we're looking at singular or countable, excuse me, singular or uncountable. So in this case, it is countable. We should say here, a beautiful necklace. So those are the answers. I hope you got the same as me. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a message in the comments below, or if you want some assistance on understanding singular and plural nouns, you may feel free to book a lesson so we can talk on ways in which I could help you clarify and also improve your English. But let's continue. The training is not over. Let's go on. So those are the answers. Let's move on. That was the principles and the basics, of countable and uncountable nouns. If you need some help with to improve your English, like I said, there is a link in the description. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments. You may feel free to actually leave a comment if you have a specific question. I might be able to address that in a video, or maybe reply on, right there and answer. It depends. If it's a simple answer, I might be able to reply right away. But otherwise, I might create either another video. If you would leave a comment, I'll make sure to get to you. I should say get back to you. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you in our next video.